Hi guys! Welcome back to a Miss Chloe Flosstube. A big hi, hello, welcome to anyone that is new, and a big welcome back to anyone that is returning. You guys are such gems for joining me. Today I have a regular Flosstube for you, so I'm going to go through. I've got a finish, I've got a new start, I've got an FFN, which is a finish for now, and I've got some other whips that I've worked on as well. And I've also got a little bit of haul. I've been very spoiled lately and I have some amazing friends. So there's going to be a few shout outs in this video because I have awesome people that have gifted me some things that they've made or that they've bought me, and it's just really, really sweet. So without further ado, I think we should get into it because the pile is leaning. It's not exactly stable. We have Moko joining us today. Hello, darling. Because my chair sits closest to the heating vent and it is freezing. It is currently 9 degrees in the afternoon and I'm filming. So I've got all the windows shut, I've got the heating on, and Mocha knows where the best spots in the house are. Basically, if you're in this house and you are ever cold, follow a cat. The cats get the best spots. So she is sitting directly where the air vent meets. So she is very, very toasty and she's having a quiet little sing. She's probably going to stay for the video. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is my finish. So this is the Spiral Hill from the RP Minis kit. I did start this one when I went away to Melbourne a little while ago, and I just sort of did it on the plane or in the airport, and we didn't have a lot of time. And there was very bad lighting on our plane. Even with the little overhead button, not great. But yeah, this came out of the RP Mini, so it has a tiny little hoop. You can see the imprint that goes around it. And I'm getting quite a stack of these. So last time when I was almost finished with this one, I put up a little poll. I asked you guys to vote for me. And the winner out of that was to stitch from The Office next. And that one I am going to be stitching. It is World's Greatest Boss. So it's the cup of coffee, and it goes with this little false pattern that I've done of Dwight with his glasses. I really love these little kits. They're a lot of fun. I am getting a new one. It is Hocus Pocus themed, and I'm getting a little fruit one, and I'm getting one that is the zodiac signs as well. So I'm very excited for that. That one's more backstitch embroidery, but it should still be really fun to do. And it's just so sweet and so little and really simple. When you have to fill in all these stitches, it takes way more time than you think it will. Way more time. But it was a lot of fun to do, and it was a really good one just to keep in my handbag. So I keep this in one of those little tiny zipper pouches, and I just throw it into all my bags so that I've always got stitching with me. But yeah, that's that one. So the next time I start out of this set, like I said, will be the little cup of coffee for World's Greatest Boss. And then I will look into Nightmare Before Christmas. So should I stitch Jack's head or zero? Let me know your thoughts. Okay, so next up we have Ravenclaw. I have done a fair chunk of work on her since you've last seen her. And I'm currently trying to get this portion here filled in. As you can see, she's come a long way. Look at that. So this is a pattern by DMX Stitch, and she is on Instagram as Dashua Stitch. If you are interested in following her, go to my Instagram, and there's that little icon that shows you that I've tagged people. She is tagged in all of my posts for this beautiful bird, and yeah, because she's the designer and everything, so I like to make sure I tag people where I can so that you guys can go and find the artwork yourself if you're interested, and then you can stitch whatever you want as well. But make it really easy because then you don't have to Google everything. I also tag out all of my needle minder makers. I tag out my fabric, and in the description of each photo is also a list of everything that I use. So Roro here, as she is affectionately known, is stitched 2/2, which means 2 lots of floss over 2 sets of holes. And she has blended stitching, she's got back stitching, and she's just really satisfying to do. Like, you sit there and you focus on one color and you fill it in, and then you put in the next bit, which is a blended stitch, and the next bit, and you think there's nothing here, and you step back and suddenly it's all this like shading and this beautiful little section, and it's really 3D. So she has been really interesting to work on. She is on a 32 count even weave from Sew It All Australia called Blue Clouds. It is a printed fabric. And the needle minders on here, we have the Black Needle Society, and we have Ginger Stitch. And we have my little snail on the bottom here. He has been really handy for holding extra threads, and he fits really snugly onto my grime guard. My grime guards are part of haul, but because it's on this project, I feel like I have to tell you about it. This is my Birdie Bots grime guard, and it was made for me by the lovely Liz over at Stitched by Liz. For this piece, I'd really like to try and get these two bits filled in, because then we'll be on the next page. And you can see sort of here that this wing doesn't quite fit on this page. So I'd really like to get it all in there. But I have a lot of stitch alongs coming up, so we're gonna have to maybe rain check and put poor old Roro down again. She is a huge joy to work on every time that I do get to work on her. I just really love her. I'm going to be a little bit happy sad when she's finished, I think, because I have been working on her for quite a while and I've really just loved doing it. But on the plus side, I do have 2 more of these to do. As you know, the crests have 4 because there's 4 houses. So I have the lion for Gryffindor and I have the badger for Hufflepuff. I still need to find fabric that I'm super happy with, because I found the perfect fabric for the first 2 with this. It doesn't come up super well on camera, but it's got a little bit of white running through it. And the green one did too. So I'm trying to find something in the same sort of contrast and the same like intensity. That's the word I'm looking for. The same intensity of color. But yeah, that's where she's up to. Okay, the next piece I worked on here is Dark Queen of the Earth from Autumn Lane Stitchery. I am a very long way behind on this girl. A very long way. They are up to, I think, part 9 is out, and I have done part 4. So I don't think I'm going to catch her up in time. She only really goes to there at the moment, so you can kind of see. I do have to move her over though when I start her back up. Part 5 is over here, of course. So I might need to get a larger Q-snap just for her. But yeah, this is where she's up to. This piece is from the wonderful Autumn Lane Stitchery. And it is obviously a stitch along that we are doing right now. So last year they released the Dark Queen of the Sea, who I found out about when it was in its final months. So I didn't quite get that one, but I did find this one, and I'm doing this one with a couple of friends. I know that Liz over at Stitched by Liz, she's doing this one as well, which is really cool. And I'm doing it on a 32 count even weave. And I have lost the tag, so I don't remember the name of it. I am so sorry. But it's opalescent and it comes up on the camera pretty well there. It's a little bit shinier in person, which is a lot of fun. And it's been really interesting to work on a fully opalescent fabric like this. But I'm really, really enjoying it, and I'm loving how she's coming out. There she's up close so you can have a good looky. This one is really satisfying. It's another one that has... This one doesn't have any blends, but it does have really good color theory. So you'll get 2 colors and you're just like, wow, that's really close. Would it matter? But when you step back, the gradient is just so satisfying. Like, Aaron knows what he's doing, you guys. I am really loving her. I did have to put her down for a break because I was a little bit intense and tried to work through, and I got a bit of burnout. So good thing we had Roro, but I can't wait to get back into her, because I would really like to get to the big branchy bit that goes around her head. Aiming for that by the next video is a little over ambitious, just a tad. So we are just going to aim to get part 5 done in the next 2 weeks, so that I can bring that to you and I can say, look, I actually did it. You guys can hold me accountable. You guys can hold me accountable. Tell me if you think that that is an okay goal. I'm not sure what the stitch count is on part 5. I'm sure someone on the Autumn Lane group can tell me. But I think it should be okay to do within the next 2 weeks. So that's her. Okay. The next piece I have for you is a Finish for Now, or an FFN. So this is my greenhouse of oddities, which is a cell from Lola Crow. So far, we have only had the frame released. Whoop. Just going to take off the top bar so you can actually see her in her glory. Here she is. Isn't she pretty? I love this one so much. This is just over 1 skein of black so far. I think it's like 1.5. So that's, oh, bye. So that's been a lot of black to work in, but I'm really loving it. And I'm gonna get in close. You've obviously seen the crows and the ravens because they're right up the top. Are you going, darling? You want to sit on my lap? That's gonna be a little bit hard. We've got all our friends here. Can you sit down there? Come on. Sit if you're sitting. Sorry about that. We had to let Mocha settle. She's obviously a little bit too hot up the top, so she is now on my lap having a snuggle. So yeah, you can see the 3 crows up the top. And this weather vane was really, really fun to do. I really liked these. But right down the bottom, we have this cute little froggy. And then on the other side, we've got a mole. Look at him. I saved these 2 bottom creatures until last. The frog was actually the last thing I put on this, and I really loved it. So we had 6 weeks to complete this frame, and I think the frame itself, it was something like 5,000 stitches. Like, it was a crazy big number for a first part stitch along. But we did it. I was obsessed with this thing. I couldn't put it down. I have a chat group going with 2 of my closer stitching friends, Liz and Amy. So that's Stitch by Liz and Amy in the Valley over on Instagram. And Liz, of course, is on here as well. You guys will know her. We've talked about her channel before. But I am currently stitching it with those lovely ladies. I did come third in my finishing for now and finish a part 1 because the 2 of them are such quick stitches. But I am very happy to come third to 2 such amazing human beings. And I really enjoyed this. Putting this in was really cool. So I can't wait to see what goes down here. I believe our first planting comes out in the next week, and it's going to go like here, I think, or here. It's one of the uprights that we're going to get it to go against. And I am so excited. I am obsessed with this thing. She is stitched 2 over 2. She is on a 32 count even weave kelp from Zweigart. And it's just a dream to work on. It's soft. It's nice on your hands. It's nice on the thread. And it doesn't sort of catch or snag, which is really, really nice. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one, and I cannot wait for the next part to come out so that I can, get in there. Hopefully it won't be such a huge release because I'm already dealing with huge releases on the Dark Queen that I have to catch up on. But I'm so excited to get the next piece of this one. Oh, and I should say that grime guard, I'll bring it back. This grime guard is Lion King themed because it's my favorite ever movie. And it was made for me special by Liz over at Stitch for Liz. Thank you, darling. Okay, the next piece I have here for you is a new start, a new stitch along, and I'm working on it in a slightly different way from all my other pieces. So this is the Maloka Designs Free Sal by Maloka Designs. Whoop. Turn him up the right way. There we go. So at the moment we've got part 1, which is sort of that, and part 2, which is this bottom section. So this is a 6-part free stitch along, and it's released every 2 weeks, which is really cool. We don't know what it's going to be. We just know that it's an animal and that the designer usually does mandala type pictures. So if you have a look on her website, you can see a lot of the animals that she's done. They're really cool, very colorful, nice and bright. Yeah, so they're all nice and bright and they're all very, very pretty. But this is the new one. And he's only going to be about this tall. Oh, hello. Getting visited by a lot of the kids today. This is Abby. Darling, can you get down so we can talk to our friends, please? Yeah. Good girl. Sorry about that. Yeah, so this is a really, really tiny little one. You can see from the scale on my Q-snap. This is only my 11-inch. And it's done with 2 inches of fabric on each side. So he's going to be really, really sweet, really tiny. He is on a 32 count even weave. This even weave is from Bestitch Me, and it is called Gunmetal. This one came in the steampunk box from the Lovely Black Needle Society a little while ago. I do not have the needle minder for it here. But yeah, it came in the steampunk themed box, and I just thought that his colors stood out really nicely on it, especially against this mottled section. So I have started him because he's only going to be tiny down in this corner. I'll still have a lot of fabric left over, which is really, really nice. And unlike all of my bigger projects, which are 2/2, this little fella is 1/1. And I did this because, as a lot of you know, I attend Frogwarts, which is a competitive stitching retreat, which always sends my family into fits of laughter because they just don't understand. But I know you guys will understand. And as part of the competitive stitching retreat, we have a pattern that's assigned to us, which is released about a week beforehand, and then we get to go and try and finish it, and that's our challenge. So at the bottom of the piece there is a quote every year, and the quote is done in 1/1. And mine, because I thought it looked pretty and I was very naive, I went with 1/1 étoile. So if you haven't worked with étoile before, it's DMC with like a shiny bit of plastic through it. And it tangles and breaks and snares, and it's not very happy a lot of the time. So I need practice at 1/1. And this is about the same size as the counts that I do Frogwarts on. So I thought this would be a really good chance to get some solid 1/1 practice in. I'm still not super fast. It's definitely not my 200 something stitches an hour, but I am getting faster, and I'm finding it's been really smooth. Hello, darling. It's been really, really smooth, and it's been a good experience. I'm really loving doing it and how it's coming out. Hi, Abby. Hi. Yes, I am patting. Thank you. I am patting. Here we are. I'm sorry, you guys. I think she's just gonna have to be in the video. The video for a bit. You okay? You'd think she's been home alone all day, but in fact, we have been at home today in the office together. Good girl. Yeah, so I've been really happy with how smoothly it's come out, how nice it's looked. I am finding it more difficult to finish my threads doing 1/1. If anyone has tips for that, please let me know. I think it's just because they are so fine and so small, I'm not getting as much gap underneath them as you do with the bigger stitches. So because of that, the back is a little bit messy because I had to try and find areas where I can tuck it in. But yeah, so this is the Maloko Designs freestyle, and I'm really enjoying it, and I think it's really cute. It's coming up so well and true to color. I am absolutely stoked with that. Absolutely stoked, you guys. Look how cute she is. He is? I don't know. I don't even know what it is yet. But it is really cute and really tiny. And I can't wait to get it done and find out what it's going to be. This stitch along comes out every 2 weeks. So far we've had it for 3 weeks. And I've almost finished part 2. Okay, so that is everything that I've worked on in the last couple of weeks. So I do have gifts that were sent to me by some very lovely humans. The rest of what Liz sent me with those wonderful grime guards. Liz made me this extremely cute Lion King needle book with the same fabric as my grime guard. And I love it so much, you guys. So it obviously just stores needles, and I keep my needle threaders tied onto the ribbon with like a bread twist. Comes on bread. I don't know if that's what they're actually called. Little twisty tie thing. And I love it because I bought a bulk pack of needles and I didn't know what to do with them apart from put them in a pin cushion. But then you've seen how many monsters I have in my house. Nothing stays if it's out. So having it in the needle book has been a really nice change. I have stopped losing my needles and finding them in the bottom of chairs and shoes and everything else, which is really handy. But yeah, so she sent me this little guy, which I love. And it actually fits together really perfectly with a bag that my friend Amy, she is Amy in the Valley over on Instagram, made me as well. So now I have a full set of things that are this fabric from the Lion King, and I am just absolutely in love. It's so perfect. It makes me so happy. My friends know me so well. Liz also sent me some beautiful fabric. Oh, this is not coming up very well on camera. This is a pale green. It looks grey on camera, from where I'm sitting at least. But it's a pale green. It's almost aqua with some dark modelling through it. This is a 32 count even weave. It's leaning towards linen-y. Both of the fabrics are, but they're more even weave than linen. They just have a few thicker slub sections. So I reckon they'll be good. And then this is the other piece of fabric that she sent me. So this is a beautiful like terracotta rose pink. And I love it. I love it. I don't know what I'm going to use them on yet. But they're so pretty, you guys. They're so pretty. And then I went to visit my friend Amy. And Amy took me to this amazing fabric warehouse, and it just had everything. Like, do you want something with ducks on it? Wizards, garlic. Do you want a full fabric of potatoes? You can have a full fabric of potatoes. Literally anything you could think of, they had printed on fabric, and it was so cool. It was so cool. I can't wait to go back. But I picked out a couple of fabrics, and my lovely friend Amy, we went back to her place, and she made me some bags. And they just turned out super cute, you guys. I've got owls. And she made them in 2 sizes, which is really handy because I can keep smaller projects in one and bigger projects in the other. And then I got this really cool constellation fabric. And again, this one is in 2 sizes. I really love this one. And then my favorite so far, we found some Tula Pink fabric. And I found the most gorgeous little snake. Look how cute it is, you guys. And this fabric is just absolutely gorgeous. I love these colors. I love how it just pops on the black backing. This is my current goes to work with me tote bag. And it's actually holding the Maloko Designs freestyle in it. So it's got all my threads and my scissors and everything else in there. But it's just really, really cute and super pretty. How cool it is. So thank you, Amy. I love them. Last but not least, one of my favorite academics from work stopped by my desk. He visited me and he had bought me some presents because he went shopping and he saw these things and he thought of me. So he got me a little cross-stitch kit that says "You are magic," and it's going to be on Black Ada, which I haven't worked on yet, so I'm very excited to try that. And he also got me "Wake Up Awesome." He said that the sayings on the front just made him think of me, and then the fact that they were cross-stitched just meant that I had to own them, I had to have them. So that's those two, and they're so cute. And he also got me this really cute little haberdashery roll. So when you open it up, it's got scissors and tape measure and spaces for your needles and all sorts. It's really cute. It's going to be very convenient to keep in a traveling set. And it's actually got a little canister in here as well. This zips open and it's just a little canister of needles. I am not sure what size the needles are. It did not say on the packet, but it's such a cute little way to take it all. It's so compact and just really sweet for on the go. And it doesn't hurt that it's covered in little tiny owls. He knows I love owls. Yeah. So thank you, Chris. I've been very, very spoiled. I told you I have some amazing friends. And I absolutely love all my gifts. Thank you so much, you guys. But that is all from me as far as stitching progress goes. For plans, I'm going to have some lofty plans, but here they are for next time I see you. I would like to have Maloka Free Designs caught up. So next time I see you, there will be another piece. So I will hopefully have the third piece done by the time I come in, and we will maybe be able to tell what we're getting. So I'm very excited. So that's for that one. I would like to get part 5 done for Autumn Lane Stitchery's Dark Queen of the Earth, because that would be really, really cool. I would feel very accomplished if I could get even one more part done in 2 weeks. That would be awesome. They do come out monthly, which means I'd have a chance to catch up if I could pump them out that fast. I would like to have the greenhouse. The next part I would like to have at least halfway done before I see you again, so that I can show you what it looks like and we can all guess what plant it's going to be, because I reckon that would be a lot of fun, the guessing game. And then maybe I would like to get some work done on Roro. I'd like to get that page finished, and I'd like to get the next one started. And I'd also like some time to work on my Bothy Threads kit, which is, I'm late. It's not in this video. It looks like this. And it's not here because I haven't actually worked on it since our last video, so I didn't have any updates to share with you on that one. So she's been stalled a little bit while I've been concentrated on myself. But until next time, do all the YouTubey things, stay safe, be happy, and craft something beautiful, you guys. Bye!